He also acknowledges that the protest's messaging could be hijacked if the convoy turns into multiple protests at once.
It's gonna be bigger. This ain't nothing. We got the ground rumbling now, but just wait. It's gonna really rumble.
Hundreds of trucks passed through Saskatoon and Regina Monday before stopping in Balgony for the night. They're convoying from BC to Ottawa in protest of the new vaccine mandate for truck drivers crossing the border.
A lot of people are trying to say that these types of things are done out of anger, but this is actually being done out of frustration towards the things that the government is imposing upon Canadian citizens.
The convoy was met with a large number of supporters braving the cold along the way, many of whom say they are fully vaccinated but are simply against vaccination mandate.
On this Wednesday night, the facts about Canada's supply chain problem. The vaccine mandate is to blame, but where's the evidence? To look at what's causing empty shelves and low stock in some grocery stores. Industry experts agree the country is not running out of food. There is no crisis, but there is a lot of blame going around about the root cause of problems with the supply chain. Among the loudest voices is the self-described Freedom Convoy that's heading to Ottawa. Its supporters blame the government, called public health restrictions unlawful, and claim the vaccine mandate for cross-border truckers has reduced the supply of goods. Majority of Canadian truckers are vaccinated, and the U.S. has the same vaccine mandate for cross-border truckers. It's not just Canada. Tonight, David Aiken has a reality check on what's causing the supply chain problem.
Many in the convoy say they've had enough with vaccine mandates. And federal conservatives are lining up squarely behind this protest, blaming the Trudeau government's vaccine mandate for truckers for grocery store shelves that may not look like they normally do. For Parliament Hill are preparing for the arrival this weekend of possibly hundreds of big rigs. Many they expect will be filled with angry truckers.
The convoy started the day off before dawn with fireworks in Enfield, Nova Scotia. Trucker Jody Newell says he decided to join to protest cross-border vaccine mandates targeting his industry.
We don't believe that the government should be forcing us to do something we don't want to do that could affect our health.
Samantha Monahan helped organize the East Coast leg of the protest. She says they're going to Ottawa with a message.
To stop all mandates and to just bring everybody together again and open up Canada and make it free.
Approves of the protest convoy. Their executive director, Jean-Marc Picard, is worried how it will affect an industry struggling with recruitment.
For the last 2 years, we were seen as heroes in a great industry and essential, and so hopefully it won't leave too much of a negative impact, mark I should say, but these things can turn fast, and look at how it's escalated, and it's not even about trucking anymore.
The convoy picked up more supporters just outside Fredericton. They'll continue to Rivière-du-Loup, Quebec, where they'll stop for the night. The Canadian Trucking Alliance has estimated that as many as 15% of truckers are not vaccinated against COVID-19.
On a Winnipeg street, a convoy of trucks and other vehicles protest vaccine mandates.
Because it affects jobs, it affects everyone's truckers, farmers, you name it.
Other convoys are headed all the way to Ottawa to protest new rules requiring cross-border truckers to be vaccinated. The Canadian Trucking Alliance says the vast majority of Canadian truckers are vaccinated.
Truckers arrived in Hamilton this morning to crowds of supporters lining Centennial Parkway and neighboring streets. Organizers have called it the Freedom Convoy.
I'm here to support freedom and the freedom to choose.
Because I believe we have to protect our rights as citizens. This isn't about a vaccine or no vaccine. It's about what we're able to do every day.
The movement started out as a way to protest Canada's new rule that unvaccinated truckers can't cross the border without quarantining. The supporters here today say truckers have been doing essential work this entire pandemic and shouldn't be penalized now for not wanting the vaccine.
These guys are sitting in their trucks bringing us food. They've been doing it the whole time, and they're trying to stop them now, or at least stop a small percentage of them.
The government says nearly 90% of Canadian truckers are already vaccinated, but supporters here today say this movement has grown into something more.
I feel like at the start of the pandemic, the government shut down and said the vaccines were our way out of here. We're over 80% vaccinated in this province. I think over 90. You know, we're gonna have to get boosters.
It's our body, our choice. It shouldn't be forced upon anyone, right? It's not an all or nothing package deal.
With all these mandates to work, we can't go freely to shop, to eat. It's ridiculous.
Before stopping in Hamilton, the convoy made its way through Fort Erie, where a smaller crowd of supporters cheered them on. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has called the truck convoy that's making its way to Ottawa a small fringe minority of people who hold unacceptable views. The Canadian Trucking Alliance also releasing a statement against these protests.
Creating the divide between two different types of people when we've always been together as one, and now it's just complete separation, and it's devastating.
The truck demonstration in Ottawa is planned for Saturday.
Thousands of people here to support what's been named the Freedom Convoy. Now you can hear people singing "Oh Canada" here on this overpass night. Take a look around. There's Canadian flags. Some of them are upside down. There's a gentleman here that was on top of a bucket on top of that truck since about this afternoon. Now everyone I've spoken with today say they're out today to take back their freedom, though apparently freedom for one isn't necessarily freedom for all.
They came through London, Ontario, Fort Erie, Hamilton, Milton, Pickering, Vaughan, and beyond.
It's time to stand up for ourselves. We're fighting for the country.
Thousands descended on Vaughan Mills as the crowds of flag-waving supporters grew larger.
I want my Canada back. I want freedom.
This all began in BC, where truckers, they were protesting the fact that they couldn't cross the border into the U.S. if they weren't vaccinated. Though as this convoy, as it's being called, has moved across the country, it's picked up steam and many other reasons for people to protest. Today we're hearing about freedom, but what that means varies from person to person.
Freedom! Whether it's our elderly or whether it's our youth and the schools and all the rights that have been taken away from our youth and all these masks that are starting to affect their mental capability.
They're not looking at people's livelihoods when people get fired from their job.
We need our lives back. It's not about vaccines, it's about our lives.
Does freedom come at all costs for you?
Yes, it does.
Even if people die?
Who's dying?
My 10-year-old doesn't know what the truth is because of people like you.
I believe everything that the convoy stands for, and it's time to get on with it. Thank you very much. Well, did you read their memorandum of understanding?
The truckers' manifesto in part states that the convoy plans to arrive in our nation's capital with plans to replace the government.
Ron, you're going all the way to Ottawa?
Yes, sir.
Ron Bennett drove 2 hours from Midland, Ontario to join the convoy in Vaughan.
What do you hope to achieve in Ottawa?
Whatever it has to be done, has to be done. We want our life back.
Convoy making its way across the country. It's been moving here through southern Ontario in smaller groups all day. They're definitely running behind schedule. They were supposed to be in Kingston this hour, though right now we're in Port Hope and they're still just making their way through. We're told that the largest section of the convoy is about 16 kilometers long, and as the saying goes, and as that horn tells you, they're going to keep on trucking.
Yes, so let's dive right in. The truck convoy has been dubbed the Freedom Rally, as we mentioned. So what does that exactly mean to you, and why did you want to participate?
I got involved with organizing the Niagara area to stand up for our freedoms. We've, over the last 2 years, been dealing with a pandemic, and it's now been 2 years since they said 2 weeks to flatten the curve, and I think Canadians are saying we need to move on, we need to continue on in life, and we need to end all mandates.
For sure. So, Harold, we're hearing from politicians that 90% of truckers are vaccinated. So I'm just curious as to how this directly affects you. How does this quarantine affect you?
What it is I've been crossing the border for 22 years, and our company has 20-some trucks that have been crossing the border for about 8-9 years, and now all of a sudden half the guys are sitting at home and can't work. So it's going to affect a lot of Canadians, because about 2 million pounds are going to be not able to cross the border. I'm getting a phone call in, so hopefully my camera's is okay. But.
Okay, so let me jump ahead then. While there has been a lot of support, we're seeing that in the B-roll and all of this movement is gaining some negative attention as well, linked to hateful online rhetoric. So what's your response to those concerned about extremists veering into dangerous territory and maybe kind of hijacking what it is you hope to accomplish?
Well, that's one thing we're very conscious of. There's always, with any protest, there's going to be some people that are going to try to make it something that it's not. And but yeah, we can't control everybody, but we can control the message that's coming out, and the message is that we are not a violent group of people. We're a group of people that are concerned. You've got families that are supporting this. It's unbelievable how much support we're getting, and we didn't expect it to grow like this. I'm in Fort Erie, and it's just unbelievable. We're leaving here shortly, and it's just unbelievable how there's kids walking around here with their mothers, and so yeah, it's not going to go violent. That's for sure.